Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to my very first podcast here on the No Time to Be Sad channel. Can everybody hear me okay? Am I live? Just give me like a thumbs up. Okay, I see everybody here. Can you guys see me? Just say yes, and that'll be good. Okay, very good. Thank you. Normally, I've done quite a few interviews on this channel, and I thought since now I really can't get a whole lot of willing participants to give me interviews, I would start a podcast. So here I am on the podcast. And anyway, I plan on having different types of people, YouTubers, people that are just regular people wanting to come to Thailand, or people, business owners. I have quite a few Thai friends that own businesses, and I'd like to try to get them on here as well. Just random people. Anyway, I think it'll be interesting. So what I want to do is start the show off pretty much just talking to my guests and getting to know a little bit about them. And then later on in the show, we'll maybe have a little Q&A or answer some questions or something similar to that. I don't know. This is my first show. So how does everything look? Okay. Sound, everything is okay. Kenneth says he's retired. Congratulations. Dave's in the house. Anyway, my first guest, you guys, everybody knows Joe, Foreigner Joe, and Thai Girl Gift. Or is it Thai Girl Gift and Foreigner Joe? I don't know what's politically correct anymore. But anyway, Joe is in the house. Everybody knows Joe. I figured Joe should be my first guest. Anyway, I don't think Joe needs any introduction. But if you do need to, I'm sure everybody here basically has met or seen Joe's videos. Sorry. Anyway, I messed that one up.
Yep. Oh.
Well, Joe, good morning.
Brother? Good morning.
Hey, hang on a second. Let me stop this. Hang on a second. I'm still kind of an amateur at all this.
You missed it. You missed the best part of that video when Gift was flipping me the good morning sign.
I didn't do that on purpose, it's an amateur thing, So how are you this morning, sir?
I am doing great. Good night's sleep. Living here and living the dream, enjoying Thailand.
So how long has it been in the new house?
Oh shit. I can't even, what was it? 4 or 5 months, around 4 or 5 months. Time goes by so fast in Thailand. I don't know. Shit, I forgot it was 2022.
And I know that's a crazy number, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're not going to make it to 222, right? We're not.
Oh, no.
Hey, so are you having any problems with the home or anything? Is it all what you expected it to be, or?
Everything we expected and more. Quality build. JJ's a quality builder. We're very pleased with it. Actually, I feel guilty. I feel like I paid a little less than I was supposed to, but that's a different story.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like JJ's a pretty genuine guy. I like JJ. I'd like to have him on the show one day, since he's a very talkative guy,
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be more than willing to come on your show.
James is in the house. We're going to talk a little bit this morning because it is a podcast, and then maybe later on we'll see if some of the viewers want to ask some questions here and there. But I've got a question I've never asked you, Joe. It's probably
Okay,
not
before you start,
a good idea.
just let me say one thing. If you catch me turning my head, it's because my comments are on my main screen, and I'm on this from my phone. So if I turn this way, I'm not being
Yeah,
rude, just so you know.
I
Okay,
got you.
go
No
ahead.
problem. Foreigner Joe. So what prompts you to come up with the name Foreigner Joe?
Well, actually, when I was still in Italy, in Aviano, before I retired, I started my channel just to see how it would go. Just test the waters. It actually took me 3 months to even get in front of the camera. I still don't
Yeah.
like being in front of the camera. You may find that hard to believe, but it's true.
It's
But
hard for us to see you in front of the camera too. So not
I
just
could imagine. But initially my name was Foreigner to be, what it meant to be a foreigner. But a lot of folks got confused after I came to Thailand. They said you're already a foreigner. So I got tired
yeah.
of telling everybody it means foreigner to be, what it's like to be a foreigner. Anyway, Foreigner Joe was on my Facebook at the time, so I just changed it to Foreigner Joe and made it easy. And
I see.
basically, I've been a foreigner for 30. Well, I lived in Germany over 20 years, Italy of almost 10 years. So I've been a foreigner most of my life. So that's why I call myself Foreigner Joe. I mean, I left the States when I was 18, been back a few times, a few years, but most of my life was spent overseas. And now Thailand, almost, 3.5 years.
How long has it been since you've been back to the United States?
I went in October of 2019, believe it or not. Just before all this craziness happened, I guess in December is when it started. But yeah, I went in October, got back here, and yeah, planned on
Yeah.
starting to travel all of Southeast Asia at the time, because that was my initial goal, was to travel Southeast Asia. And
Right.
then everything else changed. So kind of on hold right now.
I've got somebody lurking here in the background. Hang on just a second.
Okay. Hey, hey, Paige, how you doing? Good
Yeah.
morning. Gift
Paige has
is
to make a cameo.
Yeah, Gift is a little under the weather, so I'm not sure she's going to come in front of the camera or not. I talked to her, but she just said she's, ladies, it's that time. So,
Yeah, yeah.
we'll see if she comes out.
So what's it? Is it cold? It's cold here in Tapanome. I think it's about 17 degrees
Yeah,
Celsius right now.
here it's probably I'm assuming based on the time probably about 26, 27 Celsius.
So tell me, Prachuap was going to have this rally race there in town around the Monkey Mountain. Did that happen?
The race is going on. Actually, I'll have some footage. Gift and I went there yesterday. And I want to say, I think I overestimated. I was saying 5,000 spectators, but I want to say more like 1,000 or 2,000, and a lot of them were the part of the staff and a
Yeah.
crew. But the authorities are not being too flexible, but they're being a little flexible. Where I thought I could not ride into town because they closed that road off, and they only open it from from noon to 1 for people to go back and forth for lunch, I guess. But
Yeah.
someone told us that they actually allow bikes through there. So we took the scooter yesterday, and sure enough, they made a bike path on the side of the train track of the racetrack where they have it blocked off. So we went over to the other side, met up with JJ and his family, and got to see a few cars taking off. I do have some live cam footage of one of the drivers driving. He gave me that. So I'll put a video on that eventually and a little bit of the racetrack. But yeah, it's unfortunate. There was supposed to be, I believe, 300,000 spectators. And there
Yeah.
was going to be a lot of vendors and everything. And yeah, when we went there, you'll see. When we went there, like I said, a few thousand. Nobody came from out of town. It doesn't look like it's mainly locals trying to get a little look if they can. But
Yeah.
you can't be in where they built a barrier where you could actually watch the races inside the racetrack. I didn't see too many people in there. I'm assuming they're all staff, but I
So
don't know.
I'm guessing the reason why they're doing this is to increase tourism or traffic in Prachuap Khiri, right?
To increase tourism, they were going to it. Yeah, the initial
I mean,
goal
that's the
was to
purpose of this, right? To bring in
yeah,
people, right?
yeah, that was the purpose of it. But then unfortunately, circumstances changed.
Yeah.
According to my understanding, the government decided not to let the participants inside the race itself. And,
Yeah.
you know the rest of the story. So it's unfortunate. A lot of people, even the locals, I believe, expected to hopefully get some revenue back from what they've lost over the past few years. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
that didn't happen. It is what it
But
is, right?
it's good to see right now there's a little back and forth with the Thai government, going back and forth on what strategies they're going to. It's good to see some strategies because it's been typically let's do this and then we'll deal with the fallout. When the fallout comes, then we'll manage it after that, it seems. But right now it seems, and I know we keep talking about this over and over again, that we're coming to the end of this because of the
Yeah.
fallout. I think each department's going to have to try to get together and try to manage this thing, I think pretty soon. So I don't
Yeah.
want to
Well,
talk
in my
about
opinion,
politics,
yeah.
and I'm just talking
All right.
about as a foreigner being able to travel into Thailand and stuff like that. It's still difficult right now, but I think it's going to be coming to an end here. I hear that the declaration is going to end in March, so hopefully we get some changes.
Yeah, and I'm hearing they're
At that
bringing
time.
the normal e-pass back or whatever, Thailand pass. I don't know anything about that, where you come for
They
one day or
did bring the
whatever.
Thai pass back, but the it's all over the internet right now. Like nobody, it doesn't. There's not a lot of they make the rules and then they don't really think about the outcome. I think
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes I don't know. It's very difficult. I think for people outside to comprehend maybe. But right now they want you to go on the fifth day. You stay at another qualified hotel, and do a PCR test on the fifth day after you've roamed around the country doing who knows what. So that's just not going to work, right? It just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense, I think, to most people, and I don't think we quite understand why, why are they doing that? So, but we'll have to. People are just going to wait, and a lot of the businesses that have prepared for the influx of tourism have had to constantly go on standby mode, So
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
CDC's
Everybody's
coming
waiting.
out. Yeah. CDC's coming out with a lot of information. In my opinion, we're just going to have to learn to live with this. You're going to
Yeah.
have to learn to live with it. I mean, things have got to get better. A lot of people are struggling, not only here in Thailand, I'm sure all over the world, but hopefully changes come soon because this is devastating.
Well, the Western world, I'll call it, has pretty much not been able to contain its people anymore, right? I mean, especially in the USA. I mean, like people, you can't say stay at home because they don't have any money. Like stuff's expensive there, right? So it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to go to work anyway, but thanks for
Yeah, yeah.
asking. Basically, but it seems like the rest of the world is pretty much gonna have to continue being productive, and
Yeah.
and look at the actual, you know, the actual numbers and what's really going. You're going to have to weigh out the factors and do what's best for a civilization. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
enough of that. I think it's still, a lot of people ask me, how is Thailand? How this is, really just still depends on what you want in Thailand, right? So, I mean, we
Yeah.
traveled around quite a bit. It was pleasant, wasn't it?
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, I hear so much about, previous, I'm talking previous with lockdowns and everything like that. I truly here in our area we haven't felt too impacted. We have to wear the required face mask. Sometimes you weren't allowed to buy alcohol, when they
Hmm.
put it off limits. Now you can't buy it in restaurant or whatever the case may be. But as far as being restrictive, I couldn't go to the gym. That's why I bought my own gym. But other than that, we really didn't feel. We just let me say, I am very happy that we moved out of Bangkok when we did,
Hmm.
because we
Right.
probably would have felt the impact a lot more. But yeah, like you say, we've traveled, you've traveled, we've traveled together, and I seem to be enjoying life. I mean, of course, we follow procedures. We're cleaning our hands,
Hmm.
wearing a face mask and everything, but we're
Yeah.
protecting ourselves the best we can. You taking the test, the home test. I've taken a home test. So it's not like we don't care. We're trying to be. We're trying to make sure we don't get it, and if we do, we'll obviously stay home or whatever, self-quarantine.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what else can you do?
I got a lot of shit over that.
Yeah, but that's crazy. That's crazy. You're showing something, and the folks that say it touches your brain and everything, you know what I say to them? Google it. Number one
Yeah,
is when it goes through your
exactly.
nose, the canal of your nose, it goes up and then it comes down, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't go up to your brain. I don't know where
Well,
they got that
I
from.
might not be a smart man, but if it's only back in my brain cavity, then why do I need to wear a friggin' mask? So it just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway,
Exactly.
it isn't
Exactly.
like and I understand a lot of these people too. Like, we need to stop doing the testing. Like, it's not necessary to know if everybody has it, because it's so contagious, but so like almost everybody who has it doesn't even know it, type thing. So we need to stop really with that unless you're sick. So the only reason why I did it
Yeah.
was I was feeling a little under the weather, and I'm around a lot of people all the time, and I just wanted to check, because I've
And I do
never
the same
I've
thing.
never had it. So I said, well, maybe these are the symptoms, like a runny nose and a headache, and that's basically what I had. But
Yeah, I do the same
anyway,
thing. I do the same
yeah.
thing. Anyway, let's get off that conversation. I'm going to lower my volume real fast because I may not have an eardrum after this, let alone the brain problem.
Well, it might be me.
Is
Let
a
me
joke.
turn down my
I got it. No, no, I
sounds.
got it. I got it. No, no, it was me. I got my phone all the
Oh, I
way
see.
up. So don't
Okay.
and wearing these pods here, they're really good. So turn it down a little. There you go.
Yeah.
Try now.
But
Oh,
this podcast, I want to talk about current situations, current things that are happening in our lives, our personal lives, and what's going on with Thailand. But I know everybody is just, they're done with this, but it's part of
yeah,
our damn daily life, and we have to plan everything around all these uncertainties still. So, but what I wanted to get at was, it's still, we all have to overcome and try to keep moving forward. We can't just sit there laying
yeah,
on our backs, kicking our legs and pouting. We have to figure out a way to move on. So on the bright side, normally this place is swarming with tour buses full of I'll just call them tourists. And everywhere you turn, there's just, you got to wade through the crowd. So it's very nice
yeah,
right now, other than the fact that everything is limited, the restaurants
yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that. So, but
Yep,
anyway,
I agree.
how's Klaus? I haven't heard from Klaus. He was going to come up here.
Well, I seen Klaus yesterday. He's doing good. He's actually he's into that fitness mode. He puts, I think he said 30 pounds in his backpack, and he does a little hike down by the
Wow.
seaside and up to the forest park every morning, and then he'll ride
Yeah.
his bike. And he looked like he was growing a little beard yesterday. In Thailand we can't grow beards because the people don't like it, but he looks like he's growing one. I'll have to talk to him about that.
Wait
But
a minute. Wait a minute. Back up. Back up. What are you talking about? I've never heard that. Who doesn't like that?
no, people tell
Because
me
they
people.
can't grow one, or what?
No, I've gotten some comments that Thai women just don't like beards. And when Gift and I
Oh,
first started
okay.
dating, it was going to be gone in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm just joking. But anyway,
I got
Klaus is doing good. He was at the races yesterday before we were. Gift and I headed over there. I want to say about 4 p.m. when
you.
we
Yeah.
found out we can. And he was already hanging around over there, and we seen some beautiful Ferraris and everything. I mean, really, really,
Uh-huh.
really nice cars there. Yeah, really nice.
Right.
But they
Well,
wouldn't let
that's
me
pretty
ride
cool.
one. I wanted to get in one, and the guy actually told me, he said, yeah, you can sit in it, but don't touch this part of the seat because for the two seats was 600,000 baht, like $18,000. So when he said that, my big fat ass wasn't getting in there anyway. I looked and I said, no, it's okay. This is more Thai style.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but he was going to let me in. He was kind enough to let me sit in, and I'm like, no, I can't do that to you. I'll wind up screwing up somewhere and touching the seat in the wrong spot. Don't want to do that.
Did you get any? I know there's always flocked with models and stuff like that. Did you get
Yeah,
plenty
yeah.
of?
Well, stay tuned to the thumbnail.
Okay.
we only seen a few of them, but they were pretty nice,
Yeah.
and actually waving and giving a little love you and stuff like that. But really nice. That'll be my thumbnail. Maybe Gifted.
I
I
don't.
plan on going back there later and maybe checking it out, see what's going on.
I know you're friends with that other vlogger. I don't remember his name. That other car guy, the Thai vlogger who does all the car stuff. I don't
Oh,
remember his name.
CB
Yeah, yeah,
Media.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Was
think
it?
he's in Thailand right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he. I think he's. I don't know where he's at, but I don't believe he's in Thailand right now. He wasn't
Yeah,
there. If that was going to be your question, I didn't see him there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That would have. He probably would have been there for that. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure he would have been here if he could have been. Um, Actually, one of the videos a friend sent me showed when he was in Bangkok looking at the car that actually you'll see the dash cam footage from in that video.
Yeah.
I'm going to post eventually whenever I get a chance. I got one ahead of that or something in the queue. So a lot of folks don't know we do videos, and sometimes we're so behind. It's about 2 or 3 days. It's really not live at the moment, you know.
Hmm. Man, I tell
Folks,
you what, I'm doing a video today. I haven't done anything. I know, like you said, it doesn't look like it, on our channel, but I haven't made a video in I don't know how long, at least 10 days. I haven't done
yeah,
nothing.
sometimes we just need to enjoy life. It's not all about being in front of the camera, although folks
Yeah.
think that's all we do. But we show 15, 20 minutes out of our day, and we enjoy the rest of the day. And folks think that's all we've done all day. I don't know.
Right. I finally got one edited for my other channel. I still want to try to do like 3. I really like the No Time to Be Hungry channel. It's so
Yeah, I like that
easy to
too. I
make the
think the
videos.
folks,
It's
yeah,
difficult for me to try to, I don't know. It's food, right? So how many times can you show the same dish? I don't want to be
yeah,
repetitive about, how many times can you show pad thai, right? So
yeah,
in my
yeah.
mind, I'm thinking, okay, I want to make this not so repetitive content. So it's difficult. I haven't figured it quite out yet, but
Well, start playing with different meals. I mean, you're an excellent cook, so just start throwing things together you may not have thought of, and give it your name, give
yeah,
it your spin. You probably
I
do
don't.
well on that as well.
Somebody says my feed looks like it's in 480p. Let me
Um,
see here.
on my phone it doesn't, but on my
I'm in
desktop it
10.
does. But I think that's just my desktop.
I'm in 1080 on my resolution right now, but actually, they're probably not used to seeing. I'm on my webcam, but I have it kind of blurred out in the background. So anyway, it's the best
Maybe
that it
that's
can
it.
be.
Yeah.
I'm on
Yeah.
I'm
How
on
am I looking?
Wi-Fi, so
How am I
you
looking
still
besides
you
ugly?
still look the
Still looking
same,
good.
Joe.
Good quality video.
Yeah,
Not talking
everything
about my
looks good.
looks.
I need to get I'm going to run an Ethernet cable. I'm going to hardwire it into the router. I just got to go buy a cable. So
Yeah. I don't know shit
yeah,
about this technology. I need someone like you or Dave or Mitch or someone to come here and help me out.
yeah.
I just like turning on the camera and seeing if it works. If it works, then I'm going to post a video.
So let me ask you this, Joe. Whenever we get a chance to roam the planet again, where is the first place that you would like to go?
I would like to go to Europe. I would like to
Mm-hmm.
visit, and of course, we've talked about maybe doing a trip together. But I'm very familiar with Italy, Slovenia, Germany, Austria, Spain. Places like that. We could even get in a car and I could drive around
Mm-hmm.
because I've been and I know people in all of those places, most of those
Yeah.
places. So I'd really like to visit Europe first. Obviously, I have my two sons there in Germany and my two grandchildren. I do have my youngest son who just finished college in the States, but he can meet us in Europe. That's not an issue.
Right.
So yeah, Europe would be my first because I miss it. It's been over 3 years since I retired. And then after that, I want to do the U.S., of course, and Southeast Asia.
What's your favorite place in Europe?
Honestly, I would have to. I have a few, but if I was to retire in Europe, um, my first choice would be Sicily, Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and my second choice would be Albania.
I
I've been to
see.
both of those places. I lived in Sicily for 4 years when I was working, so I'm very familiar with those places. Yeah, they're all my favorite places, to be honest with you. It's really hard to say because it's so beautiful, just like Thailand. it's hard to say which place I would really want to be. Now, there's places I want to visit I haven't been. Ireland, Scotland, England. I've been in England, but just from Heathrow to Gatwick Airport, it was from
Right.
in a taxi, other than that. But I haven't been to those places. So those are places that's on my want to visit list as well.
I had a subscriber. I've had a massive amount of subscribers come lately to Tapo Gnome. The other day I had 4, but one of them I met for breakfast. We walked around the town together. He's a Scottish guy, so he has started an interesting channel. Basically, he's a recovered alcoholic, and he's sharing his story on. I don't know. It's very interesting, but I told him to get his channel together, and he's, that's the type of people that I like to get on the channel. I find it interesting because what his goal is to help people, not really just say, not just like self-indulgence. It's that he's trying to create something so it might help other people. So those are the type of people that I like to get on the channel. So
I've actually seen the channel like that.
Go ahead.
Right, I'm sorry. No, I said I've actually seen a channel like that of a guy recovering alcoholic and everything. Some time back, I don't know, and I started watching some of the videos, and pretty interesting. Those people who struggle a lot. A lot of people don't realize that alcoholism is a disease. They don't. It's a very addictive and a disease. Some people go from alcoholism to gambling. It's just something they need. I don't know. But anyway, I know a few people that were in that situation, and including my, unfortunately, my late brother. So I know a little bit about it. But anyway.
So this next subject's going to be about you and Gift.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, you say you want to go travel to Europe. Well, I don't really know the rules on Thai. I'm guessing it's the same as any Western country. Like if she was to go to Albania with you, she would have to get a visa, right?
Yeah, Albania would be a lot easier for a Thai person, even though it's just right outside of Italy. It's not part of the European Union yet. No, it's not. But yeah, she would have to get a visa. But and there's controversy over this. But anyway. The land we have is in Gift's name, right?
Yeah.
So Gift she has land in Thailand, which will make it easier.
You have a little ghost behind you.
Come here. Yeah, come here. You gotta put this on. Yeah, put that on. Hold on. Okay, so she came out.
Hey.
You can't. Okay. Now you can.
So we're talking about you. I guess that's why you came in, right? We were just talking about you. Yeah. You got the Pookie style shirt on. Looks good.
You're good.
Yeah. I think Pookie and Gift are sisters from another mother.
Yeah, they get along. And it's funny because Paige is more American than Thai, really. She's still Buddhist, but she doesn't fare well with other Thai women for whatever reason, because I guess because when they see a lot of other Thai women, when they see you with a foreigner, they just automatically have the same stereotypical, idea of why you guys are together, right? So she gets bored with that conversation, but she really, obviously she would not have stayed at your house while we were roaming the country on motorbikes if she didn't like Gift for sure.
No, they get along. No, Gift and you. Well, you and I, we see the back, behind the scripted scenes.
Yeah.
How well they get along. People would be amazed. Yeah.
So we're gonna take Gift to Albania. How are we gonna do that?
So anyway, what I was saying is obviously Gift has. The land in her name, the house is in my name or in both of our names. So that helps. That helps when you go through immigration. They want to make sure you are going to return to Thailand and you have something to return to. She has the bike in her name. Her mother has some land in Pitsanolo. I'm not sure if it's in Gift's name now or not, but each sister has 2 rai of that. And Gift also, this is my, people don't understand this. The Thai Girl Gift for Joe channel is Gift's channel. So she also makes a little bit of money on YouTube. So she could show an income coming in every month. And it's not much, but she shows an income. So I'm told that all of those things are pluses. All of that
Right.
helps. And obviously, me living here, I don't know if being retired government will help any, but me living here, also having all of my assets here, I don't really think she's going to have a hard time getting a visa, especially not for Europe or Albania. The USA
Yeah.
may be more difficult than any of the countries, but it's okay because once we get a visa for Europe, and she's already had a visa for Hong Kong. She's already been
Yeah.
out of Thailand and proved that she came, but she could come back because her sister lives in Hong Kong and a brother-in-law. So I believe that once we could get a visa outside of Thailand, she comes back, shows that she's coming back. Then the next step would be to get the visa for the U.S. The other thing
Yeah.
we can do is we don't want to do, because when we do eventually marry, which we are waiting for the world to open up to do that, is
Right.
I could do what is it, fiance visa or whatever it is. But I really don't
Hmm.
want to do that because we don't want to be pushed to get married. Gift and I are in a good relationship, but we don't
Yeah.
want to be pushed to be married. We're going to marry at our time, when we want, where we want, and that's the way it is, folks.
Yeah.
Hopefully, folks understand that. But yeah, I don't think it'd be a problem getting her outside of Thailand.
Well,
Truthfully,
I
not
didn't
now.
ask that question. I didn't. I wasn't going to go there.
Well, I figured I'd answer it because once we saw
Okay.
it, you're going to see it in the comments anyway.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. I mean, look, we're very open. We're very truthful. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
we share some of our life. We don't share everything in our life. But when it
Yeah.
comes to things that we do share, we don't mind sharing. It is
So
what it is, right?
what about future traveling, Joe? Any plans in the near future to do any traveling right now during the current, whatever the situation
Well, I
is,
do
day
it.
to day?
I was thinking in February we were doing a little trip, maybe.
We still are. We haven't confirmed
Okay,
that you were
so
going 100%,
yeah.
but
Well,
I think
we need
we're
the dates.
okay.
The dates are the important part of it. When.
We're working on locations right now, so a lot of the Gochang, some of the stuff has gotten crazy with pricing. So we're trying to negotiate with. I have quite a few people that are interested in coming, so I need to get a number together and see if we can't get like a group rate, in some of these places.
Yeah.
But
And it's
yeah,
also travel. We have to see travel restrictions and things like that. I mean,
yeah.
I want to go to a place where we could just go and relax. I don't want to have to meet all of these different requirements.
Well, I have quite a few friends that live on the island. So when it gets a little bit closer, I'm going to talk to them and see, what the atmosphere is like. I know at the moment
Yeah.
right now, doesn't matter if you have a vaccination or not. They want you to have a test prior to getting on the ferry. But from what people are telling me over there right now, once you get across, there's nothing. Like the main thing is
Well,
just they're going to
I
test you.
have 5 boosters anyway, so it's okay.
It doesn't matter if you have 2 in each eye. It doesn't really matter at this point. So, but I think that, well, I don't know exactly if it's the first or starting Monday, but Gaochang is going to turn into a blue zone. They're going to have
Is it?
they're going to start doing the sandbox scheme in Gaochang. So that's why I'm not really interested in finding out exactly at the moment what's going on, because things are changing. So, but anyway, I don't think it's going to be a problem. And if you guys come with us, we're going to have an awesome time. And I don't think we're going to be on the island itself more than 5 days, but I want to take you guys off of the island, head down to Trat, and go to Khao Kut, because Khao Kut's actually my favorite place in Thailand. It's just, you can only stay there maybe 3 nights. But it's very beautiful and very
Yeah.
quiet. But I want to take you
Okay, we'll
guys
get it together because
there. So
February is right around the corner.
I'm thinking we have Chinese New Year, so we can't do anything because Mafia will definitely put me out on the river.
When is Chinese New Year?
It's first through the
but-
third.
Oh, the first. Okay, so right
Yeah.
after the third, I would say is a good time to plan, because we have other folks wanting to visit us. I think around the middle of February,
Okay.
middle third week of February.
Well, I'm thinking right now it's going
to
to
be
be.
back for Valentine's Day, if possible.
And what is that? The 14th?
14th, if possible. I mean, we
I'm
could be out
thinking-
on Valentine's Day. But...
We might not be leaving till close to that. I don't know.
Oh shit!
Here's the problem. Gaochang on the weekends is no good. is very busy. So I don't know. We'll see. I was thinking after the first week of, like the beginning of the second week of February.
Okay. Well, just let me know, and we'll even if Gift and I go for 5, 6, 7 nights, and we have to head back or whatever, we can always discuss that. It's no biggie. But yeah, we definitely want to go do. I mean, we have.
You guys could have a romantic Valentine's Day on the beautiful island of Kalkut.
We can. We can have a beautiful Valentine's Day in our bathroom. We're always going to have a beautiful day.
We don't want to hear the bathroom stories. We've already heard enough. Anyway.
Yeah, I like my showers.
Yeah. So you have three sons, you said, right?
Yeah, I have. Believe it or not, I mean, this is going to be hard to believe. Don't get shocked. But my oldest son just turned 41 this month.
Yeah, you are old, aren't you?
Or I started out very young.
Yeah, that's my game too. I got my daughter, I think, just turned 32 or 30. Yeah, 32. Anyway,
41, 38, and 21.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I do have. Unfortunately, I lost a brother, sister, mother, and father, and grandmother within a span of 5 years from 2001 to 2006. But I still do have one brother and one sister. They live in Texas that are still around. But like I said, I've been with the government 38 years, and 4 years in the military, and then my government time, and we just we're like friends. But that family closeness isn't there because I really, the day I turned 18, I got on a bus, went into the Army. So life will change for me,
Right.
It is what it is.
You got a birthday coming up, right? We all have a birthday coming up. You're going to be 61, right?
I have one coming up January the 12th.
Yeah. January the 12th. Oh, that's
Chuck's like, yeah.
What? You're going to be 61 though, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be 61.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel it, but I'm going to be 61.
Brian Hansen asked that question. It wasn't me. It was another participant in the show.
Yeah. Well, we won't share the date, but yeah, I'll be 61 this year.
Well, you don't want to get bombarded with a bunch of gifts at your home? You don't share your address, do you?
No, we do. We do. If people ask us for it on email or whatever, we share it, and we don't mind sharing our address. In fact, I have 2. Could you get me those hats? I want to show you. I want to thank that guy anyway if he's watching. Yeah, I got 2. You know me, I'm the hat guy.
Yeah.
I always wear a hat because I'm bald. I have no hair on my head. So I'm always wearing a hat. So I have a subscriber. Well, I have a few subscribers that sent the hat, but the most recent 2 hats, awesome, because it's my style. I mean, the last hat the Nail sent me was an awesome hat too, but these 2 that Gift is getting them, I'll show you. Awesome. I was so happy to get those hats. It was like a little kid in a candy store, Yeah, check them. You know me. So this is my first one.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
He said. Yeah. Very cool. And then, of course, this one.
Yeah, I like them both. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, they're good hats. So, like
I said, used to collect
hats. If anyone wants to send me anything, send me hats. I'm a hat guy.
I had over 1,000 hats. I had one room that had all 4 walls just covered in hats. Like I collected hats, and I brought back several, and I've given like almost every one of them away. I just don't. I don't wear the hat no more in Thailand because it's itchy. I just can't.
Well, I
can't
wear it. Yeah, I basically, when I left Italy, I couldn't. I only came to Thailand with one suitcase and a carry-on rider and one check-in, and I basically got rid of everything else or gave to my kids what had sentimental value to it. But I probably gave away a good 150 hats. Just gave them away. Yeah. Because I couldn't. So I took my few favorite, and I've lost a few since. I don't know how I lost a few since. Gift can help me out with one of them, maybe. But yeah, I've
I
lost a
give
few
them to the
since.
Thai guys. They love anything that has English words on it. They love it.
Yeah,
They love the hats.
I don't give my hats I don't give my hats away. They usually get lost somehow,
Uh,
some way, fell out of a bag or something like that. Because when we travel, I always travel with a number of
yeah,
hats.
yeah.
So if you could turn that, don't turn that one. That's too bright. Yeah, not that one.
So how is the Rocky Point Resort going? Is that
Oh man,
pretty
yeah,
good
that
for you?
is
You guys just came
yeah.
from there, right?
We just came from there. We love going there. It's only 40-minute drive for us. But we
Yeah.
went there. We like going there. We have so many plans to renovate it all way. Of course, it's all about money. I don't want to throw any money into it. We're eventually going to start renting it out. You know,
Hmm.
um, as time goes on, and it'll pay for itself. But we
Yeah.
we are going to have to put at least, I would say, at least a few $1,000s into it to make it somewhat our way. So we're going to do that. We
Hmm.
just put a rollaway bed, which is pretty damn comfortable for Thailand's beds. We
Yeah.
bought over in Home Pro, little over $200 on wheels, folds up. So when we do rent it, if we have folks that come, they can actually sleep. One person, if they have kids, could sleep on the bed. Then we also bought a very comfortable couch set, so someone could sleep on
Hmm.
that. So it would definitely hold a family right now, a family of four. But we want to get it our way. We really the real answer to your question is we love it. We love the waking up in the morning, watching the sunrise, just listening to the water. It's just
Hmm.
it's so peaceful. We never dreamed that we could get a beachfront home. So we're
Yeah.
very fortunate. Very
That's
fortunate.
that's one thing. I mean, everybody knows why me and Paige don't have our own home, but I will be honest with you. Like, I miss my quiet free time. But even if we had our own place, it doesn't mean I would have it, because Thailand is freaking loud everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when
yeah,
we get
yeah.
kind of tired of being here in Tapano, which happens about every 2 weeks, we pack up and we go somewhere. But it's just so noisy here. Everybody's got their
Yeah.
music going, the loud exhaust, and it's good to have a
Well, we
place
don't.
to get away.
Yeah, we don't have that. We do not have that noise here in this
Yeah,
house, and we don't have. Well, you've stayed here a few weeks, and we
yeah,
don't have the noise. We don't have the noise at the beach. But let me say this about a house, because a lot of people get confused. Everyone, you included, we all choose. We all have our reasons for doing things, right? I have a reason I built a house. We all have our reasons, but it's not for everyone in Thailand. Don't
yeah.
don't don't think that Gift and I are trying to encourage, just because we own a house, encourage anyone to build, move to Thailand or whatever. That's our choice. You know,
Hmm.
if you can rent, you come to Thailand, renting is your preference, then rent. There's lots of rentals and really cheap, really cheap. I did this for because I don't want to be selfish, and I want to make sure that Gift is going to be taken care of when I'm long
Hmm.
gone. She left her job for me, she left her family for me, and she takes care of me, you know.
Hmm.
And I don't want to be renting for 20 years and then take my last breath and Gift has to pay rent. It doesn't make sense for me. Not everyone, this is
Right.
my opinion. For me to invest my money into somebody else's bank account when I could be taking care of Gift in the future and now.
Hmm.
And we enjoy what we have, and we still travel. A lot of folks say, "Oh, if you buy a house or whatever, you get tied down." Well, we're not tied down. We travel whenever we want. But it's a
Right.
matter of choice. It's not for everyone. And you are in a good, perfect situation. And honestly, if I would have been in that situation when I first came to Thailand, chances are I wouldn't own a house right now. You live in a big, beautiful house, and people don't understand that. You travel all the time. You don't need to be tied down to a house. You don't need it right now.
Well,
You really
I
don't.
think as adults at our age, everybody should only be doing what makes sense to him and to them, and what makes them
Exactly.
happy. If you're the type of person where you're complaining about what other people are doing, then chances are the problem is you're not really happy with your own situation. You just need to change it. But
Yeah.
no matter what, and for me, like you said, life is unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. We may pick up and move to somewhere. Who knows what's going to happen?
Gift and I
really
can move to
I don't
Gift
want to
and
think
I
about
can
it.
move to the Gift and I can move to the States. We can move to Europe. We don't know.
Yeah.
We made our
Yeah.
decision based on our decision. But I will say this also for anyone that's watching: if you are considering buying or building a house in Thailand or getting land, leasing, you can't own land in Thailand. So if you're considering doing it in your Thai wife's name or whatever, you still have the legal process. You have to make sure you get a lawyer. You could do a prenuptial here in Thailand. A lot of people don't know that. You can do what you call a usufruct, a lifetime lease for your property where you can't be put out. You may have to go to court. Look, you have to trust your relationship. You have to trust yourself, and you have to have plan B. And I will say this, and I've said it 1,000 times. I do not invest one penny in Thailand that I can't walk away from. I don't. And I never will. People think, oh, there goes your retirement. I get a pension every month. I'm happy. I'm going to get a pension the rest of my life. Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change that. So I'm not at a loss here. But I trust in Gift, and I want to take care of her. She takes care of me. So
a lot of people spend a lifetime worrying about tomorrow. For sure.
Right. I'm good. Hey, I'm going to go pee real fast. Gift is going to say hello to you. Okay, I'll be right back.
Well, make sure you turn off your headset. We don't want to hear you tinkling.
I don't want to.
We don't want to hear him let one go in there either. You know what I mean?
Oh, good. Feel good.
So, Gift.
What?
I got to ask you some personal questions. Just kidding. Hey, are you excited?
Okay?
I'm kidding. Are you excited about going to Koh Chang?
Yeah. Chai.
You've never been there, huh?
No.
No. Joe doesn't take you anywhere, does he?
No.
Only the swimming pool and only...
Yes, only swimming pool, only the BBQ.
Yeah. So anyway, we're planning on going for 4 or 5 nights in Koh Chang and then spending 2 or 3 nights in Koh Koot. It's going to be really fun, but it's going to take you guys 2 or 3 days to 2 or 3 nights to get there. So we're going to go to Buriram, spend the night in Buriram, and then we're going to Buriram, and then we're going to spend the night in Trat, and then wake up early. We can meet you guys in Trat. And Trat. Did I say that right? Trat? Trat. I'm not saying that right, am I?
It's okay.
How do you say it? Say it in Thai.
Trat.
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 ต่อเต่ารอเรือ Yes,ใช่ Trat. Trat. Okay. Okay, you see. You big man.
Yeah. Everything come out all right, Joe? You passed the stone and all that stuff?
Yeah, I just I passed a few stones. Actually, I love my coffee in the morning. So in between this and water, yeah. And you wouldn't have heard me anyway because I'm using this mic here. So
it's not something. Yeah, your mic's something's not going. You're like something turned off, your microphone or something.
Did it really?
Yeah, you're kind of muffled.
Still?
As soon as you came in, it was fine. I could hear Gift just.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
It take time. Oh.
Yeah. I guess I see. I can hear Gift because it's coming in through the headset.
Yeah. What about me now?
You're echoed. Yeah, I don't hear you.
I'm echoed. Give me yours. How about now?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Maybe that one hasn't connected or something, or I don't know.
You hear me?
Can you hear Gift?
It's the same. It's echoed. So Gift, I can hear Gift through yours.
Yeah, it probably I'm disconnected somewhere. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm full.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye นะ
We'll talk to you later, Gift. Thank you.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Bye.
สวัสดีค่ะ บ๊ายบาย
You could keep it on if you want to listen.
No.
Yeah, she's like Paige. She probably like Paige. She don't want to hear more than about 10 minutes of it done.
Yeah. You want to dance before you go?
Have to play some music.
Don't forget to shut the door. I I got the AC on in here, and it feels very good. Very good.
Yeah, somebody, Robert's in the house. He said I should move to Cha'am. Cha'am's still one of my favorite places, but I don't think I could stay in Cha'am very long. I don't really think I can stay anywhere very long, you know.
You can't. Trust me, I know you can't.
I want to, like, every year we go, okay, and Paige is like, okay, let's do it. Let's go to Ko Chang. We'll rent a place long term. We'll stay a minimum 2 months. So we get there. And she knows me already. She doesn't want to try to find a long stay place. Let's just try an area. And like a week later, I'm already like, shit, let's go. I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
go back home.
I considered Cha'am as one of the first places to move to when I first moved to Thailand. And I've been there. I like it, but it's just not for me. It's not I don't feel the vibe. I feel the vibe here, you know. And you brought us here, as you know. We visited here the first time with you, and then we visited again and again and again, and we fell in love with PKK. And we wouldn't live when we traveled, you know, as far north as Mai Sai and south as Kolipe and everything. And this was it for us. This was the vibe. This is what we felt, and
I would have never thought that with you, to be honest with you, because you were so happy with your high rise, you know, and you picked out the perfect view. You spent all the money to get the right place that you wanted, and then you decided to move out to a place that had nobody, you know.
Yeah, well, nobody. It's actually 85,000 or something like that. People live in this area. This is you've been here, you know. It's a pretty good sized town and everything. But I know what you're talking about, coming from Bangkok where you have 5 or 6 million or more to a place like this. And you're right. But the problem was, first, we bought the SUV. Yeah. And I couldn't drive it. I stood in traffic for 30 minutes to get out of my street most of the time. But the other thing was, when I was in Bangkok, I would constantly have this cough, dry throat. I still get it every now and then, but nothing like when I was in Bangkok. And it was embarrassing. I'd be on a BTS, and all of a sudden I'd have an outburst of having a cough, and I couldn't control it. My throat was so itchy. Even if I took a cough drop of water, it wasn't going away. It was embarrassing. And I think it had, at that time, a lot to do with the pollution. Now, since pollution has gone down, I'm sure, you know, given the circumstances. But either way, you know, yes, I'm 60. I'll be 61 soon. So it was time for me to get to a slower pace in life anyway. When we were in Bangkok, we were all over it, you know, here and there and everywhere. And it was nice. Don't get me wrong. And I love it. I love Bangkok. Bangkok's one of my favorite cities. Paris is another one of my favorite cities. And New York City, and then Las Vegas, if you want to call it a city. Those are my favorites, my 4 favorites. But But we go to Bangkok when we want, 3.5 hours away, 3 hours and 45 minutes. It's really not a biggie. You
mentioned Las Vegas. A quick story. I like Las Vegas too, but I gambled a lot. Like I'm really bad I'm a horrible gambler, but I love to gamble. And that's one of Paige's favorite cities too, is Las Vegas. So we went there one time when we were dating, and I promise you, I spent $2,800 in less than 30 minutes gambling. Yeah. And my Paige was just my girlfriend at the time. And she's like, what? And she had when we met, we would split believe it or not, like she would pay her half and I would pay mine. That's the way she wanted it. You know, she'd get her own airline ticket. She'd pay for half of the room, half of everything. And we'd go on a lot of trips together. Well, she took like $20 and I sat at a slot machine after losing my money on the blackjack table. And I sat at a slot machine, put $100 in there. She puts 20 in there, wins $800, bam, and says, okay, I'm done. That paid for my trip. You know, and a little extra. But anyway, we went back 4 times after that. And she said, we're going to go to Las Vegas. And this was after we'd gotten married, and you're not going to gamble. You have $20 a day. That's it. You can gamble with $20. I'm like, well, that's no damn fun. She goes, how do you know? I said, you've never really seen Las Vegas. You only go to and gamble. I'm like, okay, you're right. So let's go take a look. And sure enough, like we walked, I think it's like 7 miles or something, the whole strip, you know, and we hit every casino and it was like, wow, this, you know what, this is amazing, you know, and she opened my eyes to like, okay, I don't really need to go here. I see the beauty of the, just the architecture and all the art that's in these places, and not only the food, but the art stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
And all the different shows and everything they have. I have somewhat a similar story to yours, except I was on the winning side so I didn't have your bad fortune. But when I went to Vegas, I want to say it was 2015, 16. I can't remember. I was with a girlfriend at the time. I was in Italy, but flew to Vegas, and we were going to go see Mariah Carey in concert when we were there. But I seen that McGregor and Mendez fight, UFC was on at the time at the MGM. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at her, and she likes UFC as well. So I'm like, I'd really like to. What do you want? You want Mariah Carey? You want to see? She said, "Look, this is your dream to be in a UFC, to watch a real live UFC fight championship." And I didn't even know at the time that they were in town. But I said, you know what, we're going to go for this. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to cost me about $400 to get in. So I go, obviously it was almost sold out. I mean, you had folks from Ireland there. You couldn't even walk in the MGM. They were so full and so loud. But anyway, so I go to buy 2 tickets, whatever seats are left, thinking, a few $100. Cost me $1,600 for 2 tickets. A little over $1,600. But it was worth it. It was a one-time thing, and it was worth it. But I also, while there, I played single deck blackjack. And my girlfriend at the time told me, she said, give you a little advice. Anytime you get a Chinese person as a dealer, walk away. They are very lucky. I'm like, huh? But she was right. So they in Vegas, where I was at that time, you had Filipino and Chinese were the main dealers, right? So I was playing single deck blackjack, and literally I was winning. I knew, the old saying, I think it's 16 or 17, hold your cards, but the dealer always has to beat you. So I went on and on and on. And then, I knew I'd do double or nothing, and I knew when to pull back. I knew I could only win so many hands before I'm going to lose. And I just had that feeling. And then as soon as a Chinese dealer came in, I took my chips and I walked away, and then I came back. I wound up winning at least a few $1,000s that night. I checked out with $1,500, but I was also given my girlfriend at the time $100 chips because she was playing the slot machines and losing her ass off. And when you sit in those places, you get your drinks free. The girl, brings you drinks. You give her a $5 tip or whatever as a chip.
You actually showed me a picture of your girl. She's pretty hot, man. You have any pictures of her you can share with us?
I do, but it's on my phone, so I can't right now. But yeah, she was a hottie. But
not that there's anything wrong with Gift, but what happened with that deal, with that relationship?
What happened was she was actually younger than Gift. She was 21 years younger than me, and she wanted a baby girl. And if I was younger, I could have been selfish and said, and stayed with her. But when she said she wanted to have a baby, in my mind, like, I don't want to take away her dream. She's so young, but I don't want any more kids because, I was in my mid-50s at the time.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't want any more kids. So as much as I cared about her and she cared about me, I told her, I said, I just think it's better we go our separate ways because I don't want to steal your dream. And then she said, oh, you're not going to steal my dream. And it's okay. We can do this. I said, no. I said, trust me, when I'm 70 years old, when I'm 70, 71 years old, and you're 50 or 49, you may regret, you may start hating me because of you losing your dream. And I don't want to take that chance. So we wound up breaking up on good terms. We still talked and everything. And I think it was for the better. Again, I could have been selfish because she said, okay, I don't want, but I'm thinking I can't steal her dream. Now with Gift, we talked about it before we even started dating. Gift, do you want children and everything? And Gift said, no, I'm too old for that. And she had some female problems that I won't get into. So she was already on a sheet of music where she didn't want kids. So for me, it was okay. Because had Gift said she wanted children, I would have probably not gone down that road either. It was just, but it's just who I am, I mean,
Yeah.
I've had my fun in life. I didn't need to. I didn't come to Thailand to even be with Gift. I didn't come to Thailand to be with a lady at all. I was about done with the whole dating situation. My plan was just to travel Southeast Asia and figure out life out from there. But life is unpredictable, and
Right.
I wouldn't change a thing. I'm happy I found Gift. She's a beautiful, great lady. She takes care of me. She cares about me. I wouldn't change a thing. You see
Right. Yeah.
Gift.
Yeah.
I mean, you're around all the time, so
Well,
yeah.
I want to thank you, Joe, for coming on my first podcast, and I kind of want to ask I wanted to ask you some questions maybe you never really talked about on your channel. Some of the stuff me and you've talked about, behind the scenes, but maybe just share some insight with everybody on our personal life. So anyway, I appreciate you doing that.
My pleasure. Yeah.
We've been on for an hour now. Me and you could talk all day. I think we've done it. But I don't want to
Yeah.
bore everybody on the internet. But
Yeah.
I'd like to take a few minutes if you have. And I don't think we have that many people in the chat, or maybe they're just not talking right now because they know this is a podcast. I saw my mom here. My mother is here.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, thanks for popping in, Mom. Mom's been. She joined a gym. She has a personal trainer and a YMCA, and she's. I told her to make sure you stay on that Stairmaster because you're going to need it, in Thailand. But I want to take some questions, from the chat if you've got a little bit of time. I know you've got a busy day. I have to take the ladies actually downtown, and we have some stuff planned today I haven't done a video in a while, so I'm actually doing that today.
I'll hang around, and if you have a question, it'll be hard. If you see a question you think you want me to answer or whatever, I'll be more than happy to answer. But I'm just going to listen.
Pop it up on the screen. I think this is a lot of our regular people on the chat here, so maybe everybody's already answered or asked all the questions that they need to know. But if you guys have any questions, we're gonna talk a little bit right now, but we'll be happy to answer some questions while you guys are here. So I appreciate everybody coming in on my first podcast. I think it'll take a while to really take off, and hopefully we can get some more participant. I see we have a lot of our favorites here. Mr. T is in the house. T's really been crushing the videos. He's been doing good. I really need to get T on the podcast and get him some more traction, on his videos. James, we need to chat whenever you have time today. Joe, how much money do I need to retire in Thailand? I don't know, James. You, the way you are, where you live, you're going to need a big ass budget. I can tell you that right now.
200,000 baht a month.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you guys think of Chiang Mai? What are your thoughts on Chiang Mai? Joe?
I loved it. I like Chiang Rai better. Chiang Mai was nice. Chiang Mai was nice, but we really enjoyed Chiang Rai. Really enjoyed Pai. Have you been to Pai?
I've been to Pai.
Yeah.
I think Chiang Rai is more. My first impression of Chiang Mai was full of Chinese tourists. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there was just so many people there, Europeans and Chinese also. But we've got some friends that they just bought a bunch of property, and they're building a home out there in a little homestay. So we'll be going back there again pretty soon. But yeah, I'm not. I get bored real quick with that area. I like to go enjoy the food, the cool weather, some of the mountains and the scenery. But I much rather go to the beach. And I know Joe lives by the beach, so you can pretty much guess where he likes to be. So
yep, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but Chiang Rai is my best. I'm like you. Chiang Mai was okay, and I wasn't there during the influx of tourism during that time. There was some, but not much. So Gift and I have been lucky. I wouldn't say, lucky for us. Lucky, I guess. We were able to travel Thailand when I started traveling with no tourism at all. So I don't even know what it's like with tourism, to be honest with you. I really don't. So
somebody, Wadman says Mark Weens was in Tapanomi, bought some black sticky rice, black dessert there. They take that purple flour. I showed it in my video, and it's like a food coloring. They'll put that in with the rice, and it's like a dark purple. I think that's what you're talking about, but it tastes the same as a sticky rice, and usually that comes with like a custard on that. So anyway, got a lot of questions popping up now. Martin's in the house. Martin Peacock, he's one of my
Hey, Martin, how you
awesome
doing? Yeah.
subscribers. He lives in Chiang Mai. He loves it there.
Well, he's just, so I could say this, Chuck. He wanted to come to PKK in February also, and that's why I was saying to you, what are the dates? Because there's some people wanted to visit, and I've met up with Martin before. Great guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So once we could get those dates narrowed down, we could figure out what we are going to do. Someone also asked about our next bike trip. Do you know when that's going to be?
I think that needs to be somewhere middle March because of somewhere after the second week of March, because we got to get through with that way before Songkran, you know.
Songkran, yeah, before Songkran. Yeah. I will not travel during Songkran for sure. Traveler 4444, Joe have opened up a whole new world to me. You're welcome. But come here and experience it yourself, my friend. My experience is definitely going to be different than anyone else's. Just like Chuck says, it's we share our experience and our journey, but I always recommend people come to Thailand if you're not already here and just look around. Perhaps even come here for a few months and live as a local instead of a tourist and see if it's for you. Because honestly, it's not for everyone. You know that, Chuck. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's not for most. I think it's not for most people. Brock's here. Brock's lives in Bangkok. Brock says, "Hey, Chuck and Joe, you both were fortunate to find good women that take good care of you." You know, I think it goes both ways, right? With everything in life, like you actually get back what you give, and I think that's a definite thing in the Buddhist culture. So, you know, you're not going to get in return if you're a bad person. You're definitely going to be short-lived in any relationship, whether it's friendship, job, or anything, or with a wife for sure. So yeah, we are very fortunate, and I'm very thankful, and it was very lucky for me to find Paige the way I did. And I know Joe's story too, and I guess you could say also it just, you know what, I think sometimes there's fate, you know, like sometimes things are just meant to happen, meant to be. We don't really know the reasons why, may never know why, but yeah, I'm fortunate too. I think I used to call Paige my little alien because I never in my life, you know, I've always been with Western women, right? I prefer Spanish women actually, but I never had anybody, you know, I've never been with a Buddhist person, you know, but I know she was my little alien. So she still is, but I think I get on her nerves here lately. We're stuck too much together. Yeah.
But we are both very fortunate. Not lucky, but very fortunate.
Yeah. Let's see. A lot of stuff. Brian O, why no travel during Songkran? Because that is a time where everybody goes back home to spend with their family. And during normal times, like Bangkok empties out because most of the people that work in Bangkok don't actually live in Bangkok. They leave their province to go work in Bangkok. And the road, I'll tell you this, I made a video a few years back. We went on a trip 3 days after Songkran. It took us 14 hours to get from here to Karat, which is a 6-hour drive. It's like never, ever, ever again. The roads are bad. There's a lot of police checks. Very strict on drinking and driving. So not a good time to travel.
Hey, Chuck, how did we meet? You could answer that one.
Where was that at?
Coming from, right? Tom and Justine said. Tom and Justine. Oh. Chuck, actually, Joe, how did you meet 555?
I think I put this in one of our videos before we went on our bike trip. Maybe it was during Thanksgiving or something. But Justine is one of our mutual subscribers, and one day she was here with her family, and she wanted to meet up with us in Kanchanaburi. And she asked me, she goes, "Is it okay if I bring Foreigner Joe? Do you know who Foreigner Joe is?" I said, "Well, I know he's a vlogger, but we've never met." I said, "You know, it's like, yeah, it's free to bring anybody you want to." So, you know, if you're a friend of Justine's, I'm sure that you were going to be fine. You know, nothing I wasn't really worried about it, but yeah, I didn't know we would hit it off and become friends like that, because I've met many people and, I have a lot of good acquaintances, a lot of good people out there, but me and you kind of connected. So
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
it was good. So I'm going to ask the question for Tony. I was not going to ask this question at all because I know you're burned out about it, but Tony wants to know, how is the foot, Joe? How is the foot?
It's getting much better.
Okay.
No longer having to go to the doctor, keeping it clean every day, making sure it doesn't get reinfected. It's closing. It's only about that big, but it just takes time. It was a big, huge wound, and it's going to take time to close, and I can't change it. My immune system, my body has to kick in and do it itself. I can't control it. I wish I could, but I can't. There's nothing else that can be done. It's closing. Every day it closes more, and I anticipate by February I will be able to jump in the pool, but we'll see.
That'll be awesome.
Don't want
Can
to
we throw you in the pool? How about Gift pushes you in the pool?
Actually, I kind of wish Gift could have pushed me in the pool when I pushed her in, but because I would love to get in the pool one way or another. Whether I'm thrown in, pushed in, I want to get in my damn pool.
Yeah. Gary asked if I'm going to go to Udon again. I was talking to Paige about stopping there on the way. I was telling Gift while you were out, she was asking a little bit about Gochang and why you never take her anywhere. No, but I said
I heard that when I was in the bathroom.
Yeah. Anyway, Paige doesn't want to stop in Udon because it's too close to us. So we'll be going to Udon. We always go.
Yeah, Udon's pretty nice. I mean, we've actually hung out there, right? I believe.
Yeah.
I get confused with all these places we've been. Yeah.
But we got to go south to Gochang, so we're going to go to Buriram. We're going to have to spend the night in Buriram, and then we're going to have to spend one night in Trat. So you guys can meet us in Trat, and we can leave. I think we could all meet in Trat at a certain date, and then we can leave to get on the ferry after that, So anyway, what else here?
Dan wants a shout out. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Dan. How are you today, Dan? I finally see Justine. How did we meet right here? I got a lot of stuff popping up here. That's the problem when you say ask some questions. A lot of people, I miss your question. I do apologize, but I can't see it. Robert, thanks for stopping by.
Do I still, Chuck, let me answer this because I've seen it a few times. Do I still have the housewarming gift from Johnny? Yes, and I'm waiting for the next barbecue where I need more wood. Hopefully that answers your question. Actually, when Johnny comes to visit, it'll be in his suitcase again on the way home with him. Mm-hmm. That's the picture of him, if you know what I'm talking about. He
was supposed to come out, right, for the car show.
Yeah, he decided not to come out. Sebastian, his his dog, got into something, got an eye infection, and basically has that white thing around his neck. So he can't come because Sebastian wouldn't be able to handle it. But with the lack of participants in it, he didn't feel the need to. He was still invited, but he decided not to. Yeah,
kids and pets, it's just.
Yeah. You gotta. That's why I have none. No.
Wadman P says, when Brent and Lori come, I figure they'll have 11 days on the ground. How do you optimize their time? Very carefully. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. It'll be full, a big full adventure, even on our point A to point B. So yeah, it's gonna be tough when you only have. But every time I've come to Thailand, it's been like 12 days. Because in America, we only usually get like 7 days off, and then you can squeeze a couple of weekends in on that. So, yeah, it'll be exciting. Hopefully, they're not. I don't want them to come if Thailand is like loaded up full of restrictions. Still, we can always wait another month or so.
Yeah. Lordy, I can't wait. I can't wait to things return to somewhat normal, and we can just not worry about all of this,
So the Chinadian couple says, but Joe, how is the elbow? Do you have an elbow problem?
Not at all.
Okay. So the elbow's fine. Maybe I thought that was some kind of inside humor.
I don't have an elbow problem. No.
Sapalat, where is a good place to hide in Thailand during Songkran? Well, if you don't want to be a participant in Songkran, there's a pretty good chance you won't have to worry about it this year because it's a 50-50 shot. There won't be any celebrations this year again. So we'll see. If they end the decree, things could probably go back to normal, I think, depending on the province. But there's no... The only place to hide is inside your house during Songkran.
I was ready to say that too.
Yeah. David Glass, how is Thailand opposite of Texas and the same as Texas? Well, Texas is very large. It's humid down south in Texas, but I mean, you've got every type of weather in Texas because it's so big, right? I think a lot of the Spanish population are similar to Thai people, but I don't know. You can't really compare any place in America to Thailand for me. I mean, especially Texas, because the beaches in Texas are not. They're okay if you go down south, like South Padre, but it doesn't compare. The temperature is a little bit easier to adapt here in Thailand. Joe, wear rubber-proof sock.
Yeah, that'll just make my foot swell up. I'm going to wait till I get in the pool normal. I'm just going to do that. No plastic, no rubber sock. I'm going to go in the pool when I can go in. I don't want to deal with anything else.
So this is why we met. This is the gentleman I was talking to you about that has the channel that I want to bring on eventually. We talked about earlier with the recovering alcohol.
He looks familiar. It looks like maybe I've seen something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, he was he was in Prachuap during Thanksgiving. He came to your house, and he saw all the people there, and he decided he wasn't going to come knock.
No, I wish he would have come and knocked. I wish he would.
I told him that. I said, "Yeah, you come all that way. You really should have."
He should have. Yeah, I believe he came back later. We meet so many people. It's really hard. He's wearing a hat right now, so. I think we may have met, so I don't know.
Yeah. Paige, Lay says, somebody told me Paige has 2 degrees. Is that true? Well, yeah, of course it's true. Yeah, she has 2 degrees in America that her dad paid for. Her dad sent her and her brother. Paige was 15 when she went to America, and her brother has a Bachelor of Science degree. But Paige actually speaks. She speaks Lao, of course, English, Thai, and Spanish. So she speaks 4 languages too. She's a lot smarter. My daddy always told me to marry up, not down. You don't want to drag nobody around. You need somebody that can pick you up when you're down. So Paige is very quiet, but a very, very smart lady. So
not when she's around Gift.
Yeah, I need her to be. Yeah, well, they both are goofy as hell. They can't stop that, I like that about them. Like, she doesn't really care. I don't like fake people. I don't like people who pretend to be something that they're not. So Paige doesn't care what anybody thinks about her, and I like that about. I don't like low self-esteem. Like, people with confidence, no matter what your problems are, you're fat, your pimples, or you got a speech impediment. Like me. Just have some confidence, So that's what I really like about Paige.
Yeah.
Justine says, Chuck and Joe, we are coming in late May, early June. Let's have a reunion in Prachuap Khiri or another beach. Most definitely will be. Let's see, May, June. Yeah, we should be. I should be traveling my mother around Thailand about that time, so we'll definitely be in that area. Andrew Hill says, Test and Go is back on. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the show. So I don't think a lot of people are really that thrilled about it. Let's see. We got any questions here? Here's one right here, by God. Hung Dong Boy. That sounds interesting. Let's see. I'm almost scared to read this. Joe, what drone are you flying? Any advice, issues you can give for flying in Thailand? I bought one all registered and insured, but looking for experienced advice specific to Thailand.
Yeah, well, I had I traded in my DJI Mavic Pro 2, and I now have the DJI Mavic Air 2S. I just like it, easier to handle and everything. And yeah, it's a great drone. I love it. But my advice is just try to follow the rules. I mean, you know, if you're on somebody's property, always ask permission to fly the drone or whatever, and just try to follow the rules. I mean, it's fairly simple to easy to fly a drone. I mainly try to fly over the ocean and stuff like that. But there are, you know, we flew over our house when we were building it and a few other places. But yeah, my advice is make sure your registration is with you, your license is with you, and your insurance, your documentation, in case you do get stopped. In 3 years I've been flying, I haven't been stopped once, but you just never know, you know. So just, yeah, my advice is enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Barry LaRose asks, what type of coffee do you guys drink or make in Thailand? That's easy for me. Do you drink black coffee or?
I drink black coffee. Nescafe is what I'm drinking. Instant Nescafe, black coffee. It's the easiest way to go for me.
Yeah, you know, back in the States, I like that hazelnut, you know, ground coffee, percolated coffee, you know, but when you travel so much, you kind of got to adapt to whatever's there. You know, I can't see myself carrying around a percolator everywhere I go and some means of making it hot. But I use that 3-in-1 coffee, you know, just whatever.
Not I use the Nescafe, and Gift carries around that little little pot. You carry around the same thing, I believe, right?
Yeah, because sometimes the hotels don't have the hot water, and I want coffee when I wake up. I don't want to be trying to wander around. Where's the damn coffee? You know, waiting on somebody to make me feel better.
And you don't want to talk to me if I don't have coffee. You don't want to
me
talk
neither.
To me
like
if I don't
have
coffee in the morning. So
if you see me outside wandering around in my underwear, don't talk to me. I am not in the mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Tina B. Hopefully I can meet you guys when I return to Thailand on vacation one day, or when my husband and I retire there in 30 years or so. Wow, that's a lot of planning. Anyway, hello, Mr. Mitch, just a funny moderator. Mitch, you got a fan club here. Mitch, I'm going to get you on the podcast, so be prepared for that soon. James, too. James knows he's coming. I got to have James. I don't want James to be upset. He'd probably, say it's, a whole list of things James will say.
Yeah, I could think of a few, not name a few.
It's, traveling with you guys is funny because you and James, both you guys pick on each other pretty hard. It's pretty funny to see you guys. See the guys.
He gets woke every now and then, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I know he's going to say something about that.
We'll just block him.
Yeah, I do have that capability.
Yeah. Let's see.
You block him, blame it on me.
Yeah. I'm trying to read some of the questions if you see anything. Anthony North says that goofy Thai dance by GIF makes me laugh. Warner Joe, no offense, the whole family does that dance. Enjoy life out there. It's so short, correct?
True that.
James. Oh my God, not instant. Here comes the coffee freaks. James is the only chocolate man in Thailand I know that doesn't drink friggin' coffee, Oh my God. Actually, I seen him. We've kept him out a little bit past his bedtime a couple of times. I seen him drink coffee. Sam the Man says, I thought you liked Folgers. I don't know. Do they have Folgers here? They probably do. I don't know.
I think they do.
Here we go. D, why are you calling this a podcast? A podcast can be a video, but usually audio and is available to download to listen to offline. Can we download and listen offline? Yeah, so you can, I think you can, right? No, not anybody can download your content, I think, right? I'm not sure, but I know there's ways of copying it, so.
Once it's uploaded, they could listen offline.
Yeah, they can listen offline. I don't know.
Once it's uploaded, once it's complete, but this is live.
Yeah.
But once it's complete, they can watch the whole thing again.
But this is going to be on YouTube, so you can watch it anytime you want to. So, I mean,
exactly.
I didn't, if you want to, D, send me the rules and regulations on how to do a proper podcast and we'll try to make it right. But typically we did a podcast for an hour, me and Joe, and then I thought we'd answer some questions at this point, but thank you. Gabriel, good to see you, Gabriel. Oh, Gabriel's talking to somebody else. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys see me missing some comments, you guys know all the answers. I'm sure you can help me out with that. Going Grays, good to see you. Question, I never see any sports stadiums in videos. Do they play soccer, baseball, cricket, or something else in Thailand? They do have a lot of sports facilities in Thailand. They're really big on soccer. And I think like in Buriram, I think there's a huge stadium, also a big, they have a huge racetrack where they do motorbikes and a big racetrack. But I don't know. It's just not, Joe, you're not really into going and watching sports in Thailand, are you?
No, I used to, when I was in Europe, I used to love watching soccer or football, depending on what country you're from. Don't want to get myself in trouble with that. We call it soccer. But I used to love doing that. Used to watch Galaxy football when I was in Germany. But yeah, here, you know the deal. You just really, you don't have the time. And if you do have the time, you turn on the TV to watch it. Especially if you're watching sports from another country, it's hard to catch those during certain times. So, and there's Thais. I mean, right out here we have the little field by the government where they play soccer games and stuff like that, but we haven't gone to watch any of them.
Yeah,
just not enough time in the day.
I'm not really a big fan of sports in general. I mean, I like to watch. We've been to a couple of Muay Thai. There's one in big Muay Thai place in Bangkok, and then of course there's one in Pattaya. And Paige actually loved that too. Yeah, it was pretty funny to see her watching Muay Thai.
Well, what you and I like to watch, Chuck, and I know you do, is UFC. So anytime UFC comes on and we can catch it, I know you try to catch it as well. Or I'm always YouTubing UFC and watching the reruns, of the fights. Yeah. But yeah, I do watch those sports.
Yeah. It would be cool if they came here. They might come here. Of course, Thailand would need to have an awesome contestant or something, which they do have a couple of really good Muay Thai fighters, but I don't know how they could stand up in a UFC,
Well, look, there's quite a few of them in UFC. That's where they've learned, but they're still fighting in the UFC. You see it all the time, the background. But yeah, the different rules for sure.
Yeah. HTP 510, good to see you. James would be a great guy to chat with and find out. James is coming on the chat. He's definitely coming on the chat. We have a lot of time, so I want to make this a regular. I don't know if it's going to be on Saturdays or we'll have it a couple times a week. We'll just see how it plays out. Because I do have a lot of downtime sometimes, so when we're not traveling. I don't know how I can do this on the road. This is all done on my laptop except for the microphone. But I just have to see how the sound quality is on the laptop.
Well, you can do it on the road, but you're going to need good internet service, and sometimes that's hard to get.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's usually the challenge. Other than that, and I was thinking of doing something similar on my phone, but I don't think I can because you have to do all the settings on your computer, right?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I think the StreamYard's just as easy on the phone, but I'm not 100% sure. So
I'll have to find out.
A lot of questions here. James says, as long as you make it available, they can download it, Chuck. I think it's available. I don't put anything in private. Unless it's something else I need to do. I don't know. Because somebody called this should be a vodcast. It doesn't matter what you do in life or what. There's always a critic out there for. I mean, that's good though, right? Because a lot of things don't make sense to us. I think that's what. If everything made sense to everybody, I think the world would stop rotating. You know. Brock, I think you asked this before. Let me answer you. Brock is a moderator from Australia, a regular on the show. Chuck, next time you head to Ampua, let me know. I can give you the location for a few places to visit and some secret places to eat. That'd be cool. I like Ampua. We had a good time there. A lot of good food there. It was fun. Even the little lightning bug thing was pretty cool. I actually never did that, but it was fun. Yeah. Mr. T, racetrack in Buriram. Yes. I've actually, during the race time, it says you can't go there. Like everything is booked solid. And I just don't want to be a part of like gigantic. I'm not that much into it where I want to try to wait it out to watch something. He also says that there's one in Surat Thani. I didn't know that. David Glass, one day we will meet and I can tell you the proper way to run a podcast. Make coffee, hand a flat and treat foot injuries. I'm not really sure what hand a flat. I don't know what that's code for. But I sense the sarcasm. Let's see. Jimmer, I saw Chuck's golf videos. I think I found someone I can outscore. I don't know. My golf game's pretty good now. I've been playing quite a bit since I've been a lot of downtime. Just kidding. I still suck. Yeah.
I hit a 70 on my first ball. Someone told me that.
Here's my goal is to have the same ball in the next round. It's not to lose my ball. That's my goal.
Oh, are there rounds? I thought there was only one hole.
Or hole. I don't know. Whatever. Just to have we went with this. I'm not going to talk about it. It's a long story. Golf is so cheap here, and to hire a caddy is really cheap too.
I never got into it, really.
Yeah, it's okay. I played a lot back a long time ago, but it's way expensive in the United States. Okay, Michael Thompson, what kind of strange foods, example, chicken feet, that you have tried in Thailand that you were surprised that you actually liked? Joe, you want to answer that?
Durian.
So you like durian?
I would never eat it, but you gave it to me that one time, and it was pretty good. It turned out to be,
it was okay.
It's not something I would like say, oh, I crave this or whatever. But if someone handed it to me now, I'd say, try it. I'll try it. I was hesitant for a while, but yeah, that was a strange food to me.
I forgot about that. That was one of those. I don't think Joe's going to hang out with me moments.
Yeah. And you gave me that, and I tried it. It was almost like a cream, if you will, or
like a custard.
Custard, yeah.
Yeah. So I got Mitch to try some strange things in Ampua. Mitch is a pretty good sport, but Mitch can eat a lot of crazy, strange stuff too. But for me, cow placenta soup. Yeah. They had this soup on the table, and it's like, oh, this smells pretty good. And Paige was like, do not eat that. And I'm like, why? She goes, it's cow placenta. And then one of the guys with us said, no, you got to try it. You got to try the cow placenta. And then Paige is like, I warned you. And it tasted good. It was really good. And then I got sick. Paige is sneaking up here. I got sick for 5 days? About 5 days in the toilet, dude. I was blown up, man. I was bad. To never eat. I don't know why you would want to eat placenta, but it's not good. Anyway.
I'm brave, but I'm not brave to try all these different types of food. Give me beef, chicken, pork, fish, something I grew up with, and I'm good. I don't need to go crazy.
Yeah. Justine's here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, the old dudes will get through this, James. James is such a youngster. Yeah. Jim says he wants to see Mom and Mafia on the chat. Yeah, that would last, about 5 minutes at the most? My mother-in-law has zero patience, none. She's twice less patience as I do. So not going to happen. But my mom, maybe.
Don't see any more questions.
Yeah, a bunch of little stuff here. Anyway, I think I'm going to cut it loose, and we're going to have to do this again. I'll have my next guest. I'll announce it a few days prior on my next guest. But again, Joe, I'm happy to make. I feel like you would be angry with me if I didn't make you my first guest. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and you don't want to see me when I'm angry, and I won't drink coffee. No, just kidding. No, I appreciate it. I'm honored to be your first guest.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm honored to be your friend, really, truly. So
Same
we're
here.
gonna.
Sorry, James.
We are going to get together soon and make a trip. Hey, everybody's welcome. Thailand's a free country. I think the more the merrier sometimes is good. We could all just pile up in Koh Chang and have a great time. But I'm going to get together and I need to get some more information from some of the hotels and resorts. I think we're only going to stay at one or two and find out some better pricing for them, and then I'll get with you guys. But anyway, I'll be announcing my next guest here pretty soon. And yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks again, Joe. I'm going to end the live stream.
All righty. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care.